And so when you say start with the problem space, can you say more? The problem for who? Is it the process of delivery or is it the product itself?
So I think what problem are we saying? So one of the things I tell all my classes, if you're going to, I have no tattoos, no desire to have it. My mission in life is to leave with as many marks and holes as I came in with, but to each his own. All right. So if you're going to get one, I would like you to get what problem are you solving and who am I solving it for and why now?
Love that
And
answer.
we should be asking that question whether it's AI or not. So maybe I'll turn that around as do you see a lot of people stopping and saying, what problem are we solving and for whom? And why is it important we solve it now?
Often ask that. We actually wrestle with that constantly in our organization. We've gotten a lot better at doing that, I think, over the last several years, but that is a real problem. I've listened to pitches from startups and some of the things that I've seen, and it's like, who are you? Who's your customer? Like, is this really
Yeah.
what you're trying to sell for what you're trying to sell right now? Is this the right structure? Is this the right organization? Is this the right marketing material for what you're trying to pitch? Is your thesis correct?
Yeah,
Right.
So
So
it's not clear what problem they're solving.
right. So you and I actually, if we had done the first cup today, I actually had some stuff based on the angel investing that you were doing that I wanted to dig in with you, but we'll come back around to that.
so what's stopping our organizations from having that conversation? I mean, I'm just sort of curious because, like I said, I know it's just sort of interesting to me. For me, I see a lot of fascination with the tools, and one of the things that I've had to go into is say, well, it's nice that 2025 was your year for experimenting with agents. And they're coming to me saying, well, what happens now that we have all these feral agents running around and we don't, we're seeing, and the CFO is starting to wonder, where's all the money going and what are we seeing for it? The CEO is just trying to make sure that it doesn't go to Club Fed for something that happens agentically. So I'm just sort of curious, what's stopping our organizations? What sort of conversations are you hearing when you try to put those brakes on a little bit? Say, well, hold on a second here. Is the orange worth the squeeze?
I wonder, yeah, I was going to say Club Fed. I like to hear from the audience in the chat, actually, because the first thing I think about is there's always the zoo, right? The hippo, the highest person's opinion.
A hippo, the rhino,
Yes.
the zebra. I mean, we can go down that path.
Yes. And so that's what I think about as far as why it's a fascination, because you have one organization doing it, second organization, you have all of the fangs looking at it, and all of a sudden everybody has to have it. Versus, like you said, what's the
Right.
problem that we're actually solving?
Yeah. I see another way of this happening with like these large enterprises because they've been sitting on the sidelines for a couple of years. They were sort of wondering if it was going to be, and now all of a sudden it's like, well, we gave everyone a co-pilot license. Why aren't we seeing anything improve?
Yeah, that one's very interesting. We've been very measured in our
Mhm.
organization as far as giving out licenses like that because there are concerns. There are concerns about feral agents and data that we have to be thoughtful about. I think every organization, I would even argue that you probably have to think more about security and privacy now than any other time, especially as an enterprise organization.